Welcome back to another episode of Chronicles of Tech. I'm your host, Daniel.
And I'm Chloe. Today, we're diving into one of the most out-of-this-world stories ever, literally.
That's right. We're talking about how NASA lost data from the Apollo 11 mission. The moon landing, the giant leap for mankind, and somehow, they managed to misplace the data.
I mean, it sounds like someone misplaced their keys, but we're talking about the first time humans walked on the moon here.
Exactly. A historic moment, yet here we are scratching our heads. So, if you thought your friend forgetting your birthday was bad, wait until you hear how NASA lost the original moon landing recordings.
Stick around, because we're gonna unravel this mystery and even discuss what it means for the future of space exploration.
Alright, Chloe, let's set the stage here. July 20th, 1969. A day that's etched in every history book. Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong make their way onto the surface of the moon. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Iconic, right?
Absolutely. But can you imagine being in the Houston Mission Control and thinking, hey, we should definitely keep all the recordings of this moment forever?
Right? I mean, a historic accomplishment like that deserves to be preserved. But somehow, in the years following, those recordings went missing. So, let's start from the beginning. How did NASA even create those recordings?
Good question. Back in the 60s, they used magnetic data tapes to store video footage. So when those tiny little beings were bouncing around on the moon, they were capturing it all in real time. But here's where it gets complicated.
The plot thickens. What happened to those tapes?
Well, after the mission, the main focus shifted to new missions, and as you can imagine, there were just piles of data coming in from all sorts of ongoing projects.
So they just shoved these tapes somewhere?
Exactly. They were basically put into storage with little regard for their importance. It was like stuffing grandma's old photo albums into a dusty attic, out of sight, out of mind.
But wouldn't you think a moon landing tape would have a higher status than grandma's knitting club photos?
You'd think, but back in the day, there were just so many tapes and not enough space to store them properly. NASA ended up reusing some of these tapes for other projects, erasing history in the process.
Yikes. So imagine this, your mom tapes over your first baby steps with the 1970s version of Star Wars.
That's like cosmic sacrilege. So, when did they realize what had happened?
Well, it took a while. They began realizing something was amiss in the early 1980s. Engineers were looking for archival footage to improve television broadcasts, but all they'd found were tapes with some astronaut doing a moonwalk, and not the one we wanted to see.
Talk about a cosmic blunder.
I mean, just think of the irony. They landed on the moon and forgot to bring home the proof.
To be fair, they didn't literally forget, but it's a little tragic that those tapes disappeared. The originals might have been lost forever, but we have to celebrate that they still managed to piece together footage from various other sources.
Right. They used footage from news broadcasts and other media to recreate those historic moments. It's like that game where you put together a jigsaw puzzle but only have half the pieces.
Pretty much. But even without the original tapes, the mission's legacy endured. This leads us to the bigger question. How does this kind of data mismanagement impact current space missions?
Great segue. In today's world, data management is crucial. Think of things like cloud storage, redundancy, and data integrity. It's not just important, it's a necessity.
NASA and other space agencies have learned from these blunders. Now, they're implementing advanced systems to preserve and curate their data for future generations. Because let's be honest, if we ever make it back to the moon, we don't want to misplace that footage again.
Or worse, erase it. I can picture future astronauts coming back to Earth and saying, hey, did we even land on the moon?
Exactly. There's a whole universe of knowledge up there, and some chump in a lab shouldn't decide what we keep or lose, right?
And if it's any consolation, while those original tapes are gone, there's still hope. The scientific community continues to recover bits of lost information and work on digital restoration to salvage what we can.
So hang tight, space enthusiasts. You might still get a glimpse of that epic moon landing footage one day.
Now, speaking of glimpses, as we wrap up, all you listeners out there, ponder this. What else could have been lost in the annals of history, and how much are we losing today?
That's the cliffhanger for you. We'll leave you with that thought. Thanks for tuning in to Chronicles of Tech. If you enjoyed this episode, give us a 5-star rating and share your thoughts.
And don't forget to follow us on social media. We'll catch you next time, and remember, keep looking up.
Until then, stay curious.